Hey everybody, welcome to another X-Wing tutorial by Guys Playing Games. We're going to go over more of a 101 basics rule today for barrel rolling. And while it's a more basic rule, there are some things to pay attention when using barrel rolls. First off, there's only a number of ships that can natively barrel roll in the game. For the Rebels, it's the E-Wing, the B-Wing, and Dash Rendar's YT-2400. For the Imperials, it's the TIE Interceptor, the First Order TIE, the TIE Defender, and the regular TIE Fighter. Now, barrel rolling is pretty simple all on its own. I'll use the B-Wing here really quickly. You've got a number 1 maneuver template, and all you do is you place this guy perpendicular on the left or right hand side of the ship, and you can place it anywhere along the edge as long as it is flush or comes to being flush on the front or back end of the ship. It can't go beyond that, and then you'll simply just move him out over here, and the same rule applies anywhere along that opposing edge. And he's going to be facing the same direction. You're not going to be doing a cool 360 here. There are other moves to do that. And really that's about it. That's all you really have to pay attention to is keep it flush with the front and back edge, left or right. But it gets more complicated when you start adding in obstacles. Because the rule for barrel rolls is if for some reason you were to hit an obstacle while barrel rolling, you can't complete the barrel roll and you have to do something else entirely. And the reason it's tricky is you can't pre-measure barrel rolls. You're not allowed to sit there and take the template and just, yeah, no, I'm not going to make that one, or yeah, oh yeah, I'll make that one. You're going to sit there and after you take your normal movement in the activation phase, you're going to declare to your opponent, hey, I'm going to barrel roll with my B-Wing. So you place that template out there and you'll come out and boom, hey, I'm overlapping. Okay, fine. Not a problem. And this is really where barrel rolling is a little bit more forgiving than other types of actions. If this were to be the case, you can just say, oh, well, I either need to reorient my barrel roll so that I'm no longer overlapping, or I'm going to barrel roll to the left instead of the right, or vice versa. Or if you really need to, you can take an entirely different action. Just because you declared that barrel roll and you couldn't complete it, there's no penalty for that. You can then change your mind if you realize that it's not going to work and do something else. So a little bit more forgiving. Now, when the large ships were given the ability or the option of adding the elite talent point expert handling, this opened up a lot of doors for large ships to start barrel rolling. The problem was, let me pull this guy off here. Originally, when they were barrel rolling, you were doing it the same way you would with a small ship. And so you'd have this huge movement with the large ship templates, and that was just a little bit too extreme. So to balance it out, after Fantasy Flight realized that there's a problem, is they changed the way this works. Instead, you put the maneuver template parallel to your ship template, and so the distance between your starting and ending location is a lot shorter. I think the width here is a little bit less than half of a one maneuver template, something close to that. So just, cutting it down, because you're already moving so much with a large base like this. This was really important with Dash Rendar. Once he came out and he's really so mobile, I think that highlighted some of the problems with having these large ships barrel roll the same way a smaller ship would. So really basic stuff. You understand how to use it now. Just don't try and roll it into asteroids and other ships and things. Anytime where you'd have a collision, you just can't barrel roll. Got to do something else, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Be sure to leave your comments and other suggestions below. We love to hear feedback on these different rules and what you guys want to learn. We do want to do special requests, so if you've got a question, leave it down there for us. We will respond quickly and probably do a whole video on it, because if you asked it, there's probably a lot of people behind you that have the same question. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Bye.